Bloomberg administration needs to replace every single book that's missing or damaged. It's not usable. Together about 3,161 books. These folks here are here today. They've cataloged every book. So they have the titles and the authors. So replacement is doable. The Bloomberg administration needs to acknowledge that a wrong was committed and that this can never happen again in this great city. And these folks need a space to recreate the People's Library.
As was said, my name is Daniel Norton. I'm a student of library science proper at the University of Maine at Augusta. I had no political investment in the movement when I first came down to get involved. The Library Journal, which is a publication of the American Library Association, covered that a library had sprung up in Zuccotti Park. I saw that there was a way that I could get involved and perhaps engage with my academia and go down there. I went down to the park and was surprised at what was taking place. There was an unbelievable amount of sentiment being offered to the conversation. The library was affording people who didn't have the ability to just go down and occupy, the ability to take part in the conversation, to really offer something to what was going on. There was people coming down and writing messages in the cover of every single one of these books and giving them to us, along with a story and stating how personal the experience of reading the books were, how personal the experience of them coming down and offering this to the rest of us was. I stepped out of a very promising career as a doctoral candidate in pharmacy for library science, and everyone thought that I was crazy because they were insisting that libraries were a dying breed, that I wasn't going to find work, that I was foolish for what it was that I was doing. And I see that here, in the midst of chaos and what everyone views as being like this movement of anarchy, the people created a library, which speaks so much to the relevance of something. I think that it can't be stressed enough that what was going on here was the creation of a community through conversation and the sharing of ideas. And what happened, what you see sitting right here in front of you, is an affront to me not only as a student, but as an American. And this is sad. I hope that it impacts everyone the same to see that this was a crusade to destroy a conversation, to destroy our right to come out here and engage with each other.
In solidarity with the 99%, the Occupy Wall Street movement, labor, and all those dispossessed by our economic and political system, on November the 17th, occupied the new school building at 95th Avenue, which remains occupied 7 days today. It is our belief that New School President Van Zandt, along with faculty members and a recruited fragment of the student body, hijacked last night's General Assembly, resulting in a stacked vote, the purpose of which was to undermine the movement. New York Fire Department fire marshals were used as instruments of legal pressure. However, we remain in accordance with fire code regulations. Presently, the occupation persists under imminent threat of eviction. We, the occupiers, are asking for solidarity, and we invite all to join us in this open occupation. In solidarity, 95th Avenue, the new school.
Thank you.
Here with Stephen Boyer, and you are a librarian with Occupy Wall Street?
I'm one of the librarians.
All right.
I'm one of the ones that lived there for like a month and a half.
A month and a half. And were you there when they came and took the books away?
Yes, I was.
So can you tell us a little bit about what that process was? You know, did they give you forewarning, or what did...
Yeah, you can actually just see it on YouTube. There's a bunch of great videos that all have like different perspectives until until the press was forced out by the cops, and you'll even see the police putting their hands up to cameras. But basically, around 1 a.m., the cops just sprung on us. We had no idea that they were coming in that night. In 1 minute, we were all sitting around laughing, having a nice time, and the next minute, we realized that all around the park were cops in riot gear, and front and center was a white shirt on a bullhorn telling us that he was there to serve us an eviction notice, and that we had to pack up and get out of there immediately. And within 5 minutes, the cops just started coming into the park with knives, slashing tents, ripping things apart. Like, they gave people no time. And most of the people there that night were sound asleep, you know? So all of a sudden, they're just woken up and they climb out of their tents and they're like underwear, they were barefoot, you know? I found people on the street who were still barefoot an hour later, and it was a very cold night, you know, and they didn't have time to pack up anything.
So how many books did they take away?
Well, we're estimating that there was about 4,000 books on site that night. We had a lot of books were checked out, or a lot of books were in storage, but we had around 4,000 to 5,000 books on site. Plus we had periodicals, DVDs, you know, zines, magazines, all sorts of stuff was in that library. And the actual numbers of what we got back, and this is all estimates, but we got back 79% of what they took that night is gone or destroyed. The majority of what they took we have not seen. It did not land in the facility where they said they were going to take everything to. 21% of the books back are usable, and that's the books that we got back.
Really?
You know, it's about 578 books are okay from the 4,000 to 5,000 books that were taken, and so they gave us 1,275 books back from the original 4,000 taken.
And what is Occupy Wall Street? What are you asking of the city of New York as compensation or as retribution?
We want an official acknowledgement from the city and Bloomberg that what they did was wrong. We want them to take responsibility for their actions that night. We want the books replaced. We want a free public space to house all these books that's open 24 hours, because it is very apparent that the people of Occupy Wall Street, the people in Solidarity, the people of New York City want there to be a 24-hour free public library that just gives away books, and if they come back, that's great, but if they don't, that's okay too. And we want a commitment from the city that they will never again destroy books, that they will respect people's library. Since the night of the raid, police officers came in 2 days later, about 15 officers came in, made a circle around the books that we had, as a couple hundred books, and then seized those books and threw them away. It's 2011. There's no need for officers who are protecting the peace to come in, seize books, and throw them away. Books are great. If you've never read them and don't understand that, I would love to help you learn how to read so you could see the beauty and intrinsic value of a book.
All right. Well, Stephen, thanks so much, and
Thank
good
you.
luck to you.